What's up, everybody? Back at it again with your host, Papee Paye on 5 Live. And today we got Money Man Milhomme.
What's happening, baby?
Fireman Burgess.
Yep.
My man Fidel. And you can never, ever forget
the best producer in the world,
Manny Jae Media.
Come on, man.
That's gonna be my only opener too.
Yeah.
I can't get over it. It's
The
always
best producer in the world.
Yo, every time I come on the show,
I can say that's every time.
I don't get mine.
That energy.
Consistency is the best way to go about it. But since we're actually jumping into this, I want you to kind of introduce yourself and what you do, and then I got a couple questions for the whole panel. So Fidel, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Well, to be honest, guys, I like to call myself a normal guy.
Nah, that's what they all say.
Nah, just because no. Just I'm gonna expand on that. I'd like to talk for, the people that consider themselves just kind of trying to live life.
Okay.
Not trying to. I feel like we all go through stuff and we keep it in, and just like how many people we see a day, just driving, walking, and you never know what they're going through.
100%.
So that's why I started with social media, was making videos of honestly my feelings. And it could be, as dumb as somebody might think, but someone out there, I could relate to this guy somehow.
Right.
And believe it or not, you could change somebody's life just by saying some words up here. And even like you guys, I seen a video you guys were talking about like Grand Theft Auto, and there's somebody out there is gonna be like, oh, that's dumb, comparing it to a video game. But you're gonna have other people that like, that's real life right now, there's people dying each day, even, and sometimes it's just a dumb decision. It's 5 seconds of their life that it's a mistake.
Yep.
But sometimes
so
it goes way, that mistake could cost them. So that's what I do, guys. I just make videos for people that, out there that I could relate. I'm not famous, I'm not wealthy. I could relate to the average, but saying that doesn't mean I just want to stay average. I want to go to the next step.
So my question is, I'm jumping right there. My question is, what can somebody define success to me besides the money aspect? Like, what's the definition of success without the revenue stream? What is you guys' definition of success? What does it look like?
One of my favorite ones that is said by Bob Proctor. I'm pretty sure you heard about this, Ron. And a lot of people have many definitions, but success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. All right, it's the consistency that in your dream that you continue every single day. It's like the compound effect. The little things that you do every single day blows up into that big bang, right? The little bit of effort, even if it's not a lot, maybe one day you could put 20% effort into your dream. The next day you could probably put 50, 60% effort. You know what I mean? Maybe a week later you could put 100% effort. As long as you continue putting in that effort, I feel like that is success. And the reason why is because as soon as you quit, that is when you fail. The only way you're not successful is if you fail at something. But now if you fail at something and try again, you're still successful. You're still successful. You feel me? So continue working on that dream, and I feel like you're a success because it's bound to go up. What do you guys think?
I think success, about other people and who you can help. Like, you know what I mean? I remember back in the day, I used to have my own little definition. I used to tell the kids, when I worked at the detox. But I think success is about what you can do for everybody else once you get to a certain level. Like, you know what I'm saying? We think about like the rose that grew out the crack of the concrete. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that rose became beautiful, resilient, all that stuff. For what? Just to sit down beautiful notes so people can walk by and be like, dang, that's beautiful. Dang, look how resilient. Like, you know what I'm saying? The video I made, the fruit on the tree ain't for the tree, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's for the people walking by. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think success is deeper than just yourself. It's how can you provide when you get to a certain point, like the tree, when you nourished, when you healthy. You know what I'm saying? How can you give back? Like, you know what I'm saying? The fruit on the tree ain't for the tree, bro. Like,
the fruit on the tree isn't for the tree.
It may not be for the tree, but it is for the survival of the species of the tree. So
that too.
It is
for them too. For the whole,
for
everybody.
Right, exactly.
What about you, Manny, since you hopped on?
Well, I mean, I think success, like everything in life, where I always come from with the spectrum, right? And I think that it depends on what your goal is, right? And where your success may lie. I feel like I'm extremely successful. I still live in a I'm gonna be fully transparent right now.
Talk
Y'all
to him.
know I
Talk
still
to
live with my mom.
Hey, talk
And
to
I'm
him.
42 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm extremely successful. Why? Because I accomplished a lot of my goals and my dreams. I have college graduates as children.
Amen.
I have a lot of things that I saw my future being completed and succeeded. However, there's a lot more success left for me to go go after. Whenever I reach one goalpost, I want to push that back and see how much further I can take it. So, am I truly ever successful? I guess that's up to the individual on how far you're willing to push your life.
For me, my definition of success is just one word: freedom. Freedom to leave whenever I want, freedom to come, freedom to go and eat whatever I want, freedom to drive whatever car I want, freedom to breathe the way I want, freedom as a whole, you know, just not worry about what my next bill is gonna look like, not even financial freedom, just freedom as a whole. Like it could be like, oh, if I want to go to Bora Bora and I don't have to go to work. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna fire me while I'm going to work. I could just hop on a plane and I could go to Bora Bora.
So you don't think it's important to have some element or some reference of success in what you're doing now to at least be able to say, okay, I achieved that. Let me go for more.
See,
you know what I mean?
So that's different goals. My success, it has nothing to do with my goals.
So you're saying success is different than successful.
Yeah.
Because your goals,
my
you
goals
be
is
successful at your goal.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
That you're
it's not like that.
Exactly. That's why every time, like, you can, when people be like, "Oh, you got this award. How do you feel? You're doing very."
Right.
I
don't really care for those things.
Awards are more popularity contest.
Exactly.
Like, they know you get an award.
It be hanging up there, and I never touch it again.
Do you remember all the awards I got at Unity Radio?
Yeah, you're the man.
I've been doing way more work since Unity Radio, and since I haven't been on the forefront, you know, and maybe so familiar to those people who are running those awards who can, you know, benefit off of what I'm doing.
No,
So
I feel like awards are more popularity contest.
I like it. Go ahead.
So they mean something to you or nothing?
It depends on where they come from. Truthfully, it depends on where they come from. So yes, some mean none. Nothing to me. I don't want to name anybody right now. To be honest with you, not because I'm afraid, because y'all know I ain't afraid. But I don't want to jeopardize any of our relationships with anybody in the community. But I did receive an award. I do feel from a particular magazine, let's call it, in the community. And I don't feel like it was really for me. I feel like it was more for the magazine. Having me featured in that magazine helped sell magazines. And it wasn't me alone. There was a whole bunch of other people that got the award. I can't say no more without giving you guys hints of who it is. But the point is, I don't feel like we benefited from the award as much as the magazine benefited from giving the award. Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does.
And so they gave it to the most popular people in the community that are most familiar. So people who go out and they see, oh, I know that dude. Let me get that magazine type energy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, now, I did get an award.
Nope, it's coming. I knew it because it was looking a little.
Am I live?
It's coming. Don't worry. It's like fast paced and it stops. You gonna end it and then come back?
We're back here. It looks like we're good.
Amazing. So tell me a little bit about your success story, my guy.
Go
Or
back.
what's the definition of success?
Yeah. No. I don't know. Well, like I said, I don't know if you guys heard me, but the little things. As I get older, it's the little things. When I was, younger, I wanted the cars, the money, the girls. And then one
Are
time,
you married?
no, I'm not married yet, but I should,
I thought you were married.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I really did.
No, I should.
It's a great dash.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Once I had like once I had a family, it's I feel like that's everything. Like even picking up my daughter from school. I'm like, not everybody picks up the kids from school, So I'm like,
no, that's real.
It's a win for me in my book. So that's what success is for me at
Right.
this point right now.
How's that feeling picking up? See, when I go pick up my daughter from school, she's like, "Daddy, you're here." It's a consistent thing that gets me hyped. Because as soon as I open the door, she jumps up, whatever she's doing, and runs to me. She's like, "Daddy, you're here," like with extreme excitement. How does it feel for you? Like,
Well, you got to think about it. It's like, I don't know, for us, you know, as adults, but for them, it's 6 hours. You don't know what it looks like for them. You know, they might have fun. Some days are fast, some days are probably forever. Because I know when she first started, she was like, "This is the longest day ever." It was long for me too.
Right,
But, you know, but I don't know. It's tough because it's like it's still like she has a moment. Some days she has a bad day. She's human, you know.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, today bad day. Today like it was awful at school. And then she has good days. She's like she wants to tell me everything about it. She said, we did this, we did that. So I gotta learn how to read her, you know.
I got you.
And see, okay, this is the mood she's in. Let me reciprocate that energy. So, and I feel like that's what every human being, you know. You gotta energy is big. I don't know how you guys believe in energy.
Oh yeah, of course. That's a part of everyday life. That's a part of everyday life. And I love how we all have like, you know, like different but similar aspects of success, because like success to someone could literally be like, as long as I have a roof over your head, as long as I have food on the table, I'm successful. I won at life. Especially because back in the day they didn't have it like we do now. Especially in the Black and brown communities, even some white communities as well. You feel me? But back in the day, they really had to. What we were talking about last week, when you know how our moms used to be like, "I used to climb mountains to get trees. I lost my shoe every day in the snow. I had to drag my backpack 40 miles." You know, like. But realistically, though, they had it a lot harder than we did. So for them, as far as like, as long as like they have a roof over their head or they have enough food or whatever the case may be. Some people think they're successful because they have a bike, and to them that is success, and to them we should clap for them.
So, but the question, my question to you, actually, to add on to that is like even right now, how many side hustles do we need to even survive? Like, how many side hustles do you need to survive, or what does even survival look like to us? Because our parents, we know their survival is our bare minimum.
Right,
but what is our survival?
Right.
You know?
I love that question. I really love that question, because surviving to one person might not be the same thing
to another.
So exactly surviving to another, right? So for example, maybe survival for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, isn't like, you can't really define average. Everybody has their levels. Like when we talk about things like this, you know what I mean? Everybody has their certain perspective. You know, your side of the book is not the same as my side of the book. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I love my side hustles. I love that I do 5, 6 different things, because for me,
choice. You gotta
right, one, I have no choice. And 2, I'm a single father. Okay. 3, I'm a Black man in America. You feel me? 4, I'm a man. You know,
Christina,
so realistically,
it doesn't really hardly mean the single part. He's
that
talking about the father part.
Of course, I gotta show love. I gotta show love to my, you know what I mean, 100%. You know, she's very supportive for me. You know, she shows me love all the time. You know, she does the things that I don't want to do. Babe, I love you and I appreciate you. But realistically though, it's one of those things where I love that I have 5 different avenues, because if one don't work, I know I can fall back on this. If the 3rd one don't work, I know I can fall back on the 5th one. If the 5th one don't work, hold on, let me fire up the van. Let me go work on the 6th one. You feel me? So that's my way of survival. You know, because my kid's happy, he's eating, I got a roof over his head, I got a car, I got 2 vehicles, you know, but that doesn't mean nothing. But to answer your question is, if one don't work, I got this one. If that don't work, I got that. So that's my definition of survival for me. You feel me?
You said something about, you know, generation, our parents' generation, and having tougher. You guys believe that, or you think every generation is gonna keep saying that?
Every generation can keep saying that.
That's where. So that's what my thing is. Like my mentor say, it's a myth to believe and die with the belief that you got to work 2 jobs just to survive. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was taught. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my little side hustles, but those about passion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nonprofit, helping kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tough Love Detox School, you know what I'm saying? Helping families, you know, that's struggling and drained by their loved one's addiction, find a safe space to talk and heal, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Those about passion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the income come in with it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like I tell people, when people say like, oh, you need to do those, this and that. No, I can drop all that because that ain't really the income. And my 9 to 5 I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm at a point where, you know what I'm saying, I'm 100% good. If everything fell down, I just got my 9 to 5. And my life right now, I'm good. I'm 100% good, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm trying to be a 7-figure type. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in the song. But I said, I'm good, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can, because, you know, it was a time where I gotta work 5 jobs just to keep up with this, and that. And he was like, stay in school. People have been telling you that, and then you watch your parents do that, you know what I mean? They continue, you know, then that pattern continue. And if you continue with that, you're going to be telling your kids, you got to work 2, 3, 5 jobs to get out, survive out here, stay in school. Why can't I find something that I can grow good in, get better at, and you know what I'm saying? Like I did now. All I know about is what I know about addiction. Like the number one thing in the world, and it's the number one thing. So, says who?
All right. So I kind of agree, but I'm going to add on to what you're saying to the fact of like, one, you're saying, my mindset is like, because I have kids, I want my kid to be better than me. You know what I mean? And I know my mom wanted me to be better than her.
Right.
And so on and so on and so on. And I think the disconnect between parents and kids these days is like, all right, they want to be loved the way they want to be loved. You know what I mean? And parents want love the kids the way they wanted to be loved prior. Like their mom didn't love them the way they needed to be loved. So they're trying to give the kids, like if they didn't have all the money, they want to give the kids the money, but the kids need actually love and affection and attention. So, but kids just want money. You know, like if you see where I'm coming from, it's like a reverse type of thing. Like people want to love kids differently than they want to be loved themselves. So my philosophy is like, I want my kids to tell me, how do you want to be loved? Is it like,
you want them to express
is it time?
Kids can't tell you how they want to be loved. They learn how to be loved from the people who are supposed to be loving them.
To a certain extent.
Kids come as a complete blank slate.
I know.
You can't tell your mother how you want to be loved if you have no idea what love is.
But I could.
How?
For me, growing up, if my mom came to one of my basketball games, I would have been fine for the rest of my life. My mom, newspapers, All-Star this, Hall of Fame this. And
so you knew her presence
would have made a difference.
What's love for you?
And that's my love, just my mom's affection. I never lacked a damn thing. Respectfully, I always have food on my table.
I mean, the reason why I say that is because you just said there are a lot of kids who just want money, right? And I believe that.
For sure.
And I believe that because I do feel like when kids receive money from their parents, they see that as a sign of love. You was different. Your mother may not have money to give you, but she gave you her time.
Exactly.
You learned the value of her love was her time. Just like a lot of kids learn that the value of their parents' love is their money because they're never there, but they can show out a couple dollars. And no shade to the parents who aren't there. We have to work. We have to pay bills.
But
no shade at all.
But even growing up, I had to accept that. Like, my mom really was just a hustler. She was trying to make sure that we could eat. Because she was a single parent. She had 5 kids. Who was going to take care of us if she didn't? So then I realized, like, but I was like a child that was kind of angry inside, but didn't know how to express it. And my mom wasn't in the house 24/7 to nurture me and tell me, I have to do this for this. My mom was like,
or maybe even to teach you how to communicate properly.
Oh, for sure. I had to learn that throughout the world. I had to learn that throughout time. I had to unlearn, as we talked about last week, all the things that I thought was right because I kind of had to raise myself. I kind of had to let the world raise me. A good thing I watched, the Bernie Mac show, because I liked how he parried. So I used to, honestly, my dad passed away.
My parenting after Bernie Mac. I'm going to
I promise you.
My dad was very
my dad passed away. So if my dad was alive, he would talk to me like Bernie Mac talked to me. That's what cleaned up my act.
And what I loved about Bernie Mac is he came around at a time where, like, child abuse and stuff, like, it was being overly, like, sensationalized, right? Like, people would say, you can't discipline your kids, otherwise the child abuse. When Bernie Mac came in and said, listen, I don't care. I got a child across the room. Across the room. If he earned it, deserved it, he's going to catch it. So, mad respect for Bernie Mac.
For sure. The rest in peace, Bernie Mac, the realist. And honestly, I like his philosophy too, because he's not whooping them out of abuse like he's want to beat them to death or hurt their kids. He's trying to make sure.
I don't think he ever even had to.
He never did.
He just want to make sure the kid thinks you're going to.
Right, exactly.
That's all you need.
I promise you.
I've never had to put my hands on my kid, have you?
No.
I just got to think you might.
Buddy.
That boy Jordan, that look. You know?
Bro,
Daddy voice.
I'm like, you want me to use my daddy voice? My dad's like, no, daddy, don't use your daddy voice. I don't even know what my daddy voice is.
She figured it out. How old is she?
Right.
She's 4 years old.
Right.
She
Ain't even in kindergarten yet.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
figured it out.
But back, I want to touch up on you said kids don't know love,
Mm.
but they will show you with their facial expression, like just right now.
Mhm.
Like you guys ever seen those videos of like the parents showing up and the kids thought they wasn't gonna show up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Yeah. That's love. So
Mhm.
that's how they find out that's love. It's a feeling for them inside, and I'm pretty sure we all had that feeling.
Oh yeah.
You said
sure.
your mom.
Yeah, my mom just, and it's not like she didn't want to show up. She
No,
physically
exactly,
could
yeah.
not.
Right, right.
Because she had to pay bills. She had to make sure we could eat. She had to make sure we had clothes. And she had to make sure she's preparing success for us in the future. So we don't have to be the one grinding growing up. You know, my mom has properties for days.
Yeah, but you grind.
No, I grind for
You
me.
say you grind.
All right.
I grind to have no choice.
That's in your DNA.
Yeah, but that's my mother.
A lot of
Like,
people
she
can't.
instilled that in me just
tried.
watching.
Yeah,
You
you
know
know
what
the
I
best to try to make that lifestyle
She
work.
did. Forget about the trying. Now, as I am an adult, I'm like, geez, that lady was she was a G. Like, she just seen her husband die in her face. What's it called? She came to America with no English spoken, 5 children, and how to raise every single one of us up to be successful by herself.
Right.
That is absurd. She's literally my hero. Like, it sounds great, but like, my mom is the hardest worker I've ever seen. Like, ever. Like, no matter what. Now that I sit and think, we had no hot water before. So we had to boil hot water on the stove to mix it with cold water to take a shower. But I didn't realize I was in poverty because it was so good. You know what I mean? Like, it was normalized.
Right.
And the only reason I bring that up because my water heater. My water heater just broke 2 days ago, and we got no hot water. And that was the first thing that popped up in my head.
You gonna boil that?
Who wants to go boil water? And it was normal to my girl looking. I was like, she was like, "How do you know how to do that?" I'm like, "Buddy, I've been doing this."
We're in the field, building the
But like
field,
even
right?
that, like just things that I adapt to and is normalized to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like my mom just always figured it out. So she instilled that figured out in me. And that's what one, I appreciate my mom, but two is like, okay, that's how I thought I wanted to be loved, but I was loved exactly the way I needed to be loved.
I hear that.
You know?
So Fidel, if I could ask you, right, are there any things growing up, any key things or any major things or even horrible things that you experienced in your childhood that molded you into who you are today? Because it's not easy to, want to start, podcasting and making things like about this field or whatever. Is there any specific things in your life?
There's a lot. There's a lot. Just like you guys, my father left me too. But growing up with a single mother, I feel like I had to learn along the way.
Right.
How to be a man,
Yep.
which sounds crazy.
That's
but it's just like even I'm gonna bring you to. I had a job as a maintenance at a hotel. I did not know how to do shit, but it was just me figuring it out. Like, change the light bulb. I might not know. Yeah, now I know, but I'm saying I might not know.
Of course.
But I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you I don't know. To be honest, I'm gonna figure. Yeah. Not on YouTube.
Right.
So I think that's been that's been like the biggest. Just I struggle with that, but I'm gonna figure it out. Like even now, my little brothers, my stepdad, he's showing them how to do things, and they don't want to do it. And I'm outside looking in, and I'm like, if that was my pops when I was that young, I would take so what like that's a bit,
Right, you yearn for that as
but
a child.
it's just we see that with life, the people that have it, they throw it away, and then the people that really wanted it didn't have it. So
That's deep.
So it's like, damn.
I had a buddy of mine actually going into that that looked at. Remember, we had this conversation. I looked at his dad and was like, "You're not man enough. You're not there for me. You kicked me out at 26 years old."
Yeah.
But his dad molded him to be a man the whole time. He kicked him out the house for him to survive, and he ended up surviving. But he was like, "Oh, I was homeless. I couldn't do this. I had to go and find a job." Exactly. But then you die. He had to throw you to the wolves. You was his whole life. Freshman year, he had a Mercedes-Benz coupe going to college.
What?
Like he had
wish.
The definition of a
if you
silver
got a
spoon.
Mercedes-Benz
Oh,
school, you have
right.
no business being kicked out your parents' house. You should
Buddy.
have got
Right.
yourself in a position where you
And,
were able to
and
move
looked
on
at
your
his
own.
dad in the eye and said, "You're not a man because you kicked me out." I looked at him. I said, "If you don't run to your father and go apologize to your dad right now, I'm gonna kick you out."
All right.
And honestly,
No lie.
you know
no
what
lie.
kind of a man it takes to stand up and look at their child in the eye and say, I can't enable you anymore. I can't continue to have you be entitled anymore.
Mhm.
True. You gotta
Like,
put in the
I
work.
know, because I had to do it. And it was one of the hardest things, and still to this day is the hardest thing I had to do. And the biggest fear, it took me forever to get to that point to do what I had to do.
Wait, you
Because-
kicked them out?
I'm not gonna go into detail, but
Mhm.
close to that situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
U.S. quick.
I was gonna say, I got it.
I don't really want to do it. Yes. So
U.S.
the thing is, I wasn't for like a whole year. I was like, how do I push them out the nest? How do I,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? I see what's happening. I know what my role in it is. How do we do this so that I'm not coming off unfair or aggressively or just unnecessarily extra about it, right?
That's tough.
So it
It
took me basically until I was pushed to the brink where I had no choice and I just had to act. You know what I mean? And for me, and it took me the better part of another year to forgive myself for doing that and to accept that it's something I had to man up and do. Literally, in what I just said, I had to man up, put my feelings to the side to help my son man up. That's what it is.
No, that's big,
So
man.
my
It really
question
is.
to you guys is: have you guys, like you said, your father left? What's it called? You. I know your story, but like, how was it healing from an absent father or an absent parent? Like not having a parent in your life to show you how to be a man the way you want to be a man. Have you ever tried to rekindle your relationship? Have you guys ever are you still healing through it? Did you ever forgive him? And did you ever ask why he left?
No, I don't. I seen him around like in court, and I don't know about like forgiving, because I was like, along those process, he took my mom to court just for the child support. He wanted to fight it, and he used to sit literally across
So
over here.
he could show up tonight.
Yeah, exactly. No,
But he couldn't show up
100%,
to give you
exactly.
time.
And
That's
that's
crazy.
that means a lot, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he never even said a word to me until the judge one day decided to, like, this is the amount, and then he then wanted to talk to me and say, I don't think it's fair. You should say like, and I was like, my mom, was there, but I had no say either. But I was like, that's crazy. You wanted to take the child support. That's when you decided to talk to me.
Crazy, yeah.
Which
It is.
I'm like,
It is.
yeah.
Only thing I would say to that is forgive him. You
Mhm.
can feel how you feel. You can feel how you
For
feel.
your,
That
for
doesn't
your
mean
children.
that doesn't mean build a relationship with him. That doesn't mean
Forgive
be
him
nice
for
to
your
him.
children,
That
for
doesn't.
yourself.
But in your heart,
Mhm.
forgive him.
When you ready.
Oh, when you're ready.
Whenever.
Right.
That's a good.
And do it
For
for
you though.
But how,
Do it for
like,
you.
okay, so I had
Nothing.
I had this when I started making videos. I had too many to drink one day,
Mhm.
and I turned the camera on and I let like my emotions go,
Mhm.
and then I posted it too. The next morning I
That's
deleted it,
deep. That's,
but in that video I seen hurt.
Mm.
and that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely okay,
Mhm.
but I don't feel like that anymore.
Mm,
But
there you go.
that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you guys this.
I'm
Do you think that's forgiving?
No.
Or no. Okay.
I'm telling you, you just bottle those feelings up, and in a couple years, or maybe tomorrow, or whenever, it will come back seeping. I promise.
Yeah.
I
It'll seep out
promise
again.
you. And
It'll seep out
it might be when, God forbid it, when he passes away. It might be, and I'm telling you, it sounds crazy,
No.
but it will come back creep, and it will hit you
Mhm.
harder than you ever expected it.
You know what makes it harder though?
Mm-hmm.
It's me having kids, and I could
Yeah.
never leave those kids.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, for
So-
you to do that, I'm like, I don't know, like even
Mhm.
like.
But
say-
did you ever look? Because this again, I'm not saying
No.
I'm not saying he's right for
Yeah,
leaving.
yeah.
But have you ever put in some what's it like? How did your mom? Even though it's wrong for him to leave you, how did it was his relationship and your mom's relationship for him to be? Was he welcome to come and grab you anytime? Did she make it hard?
He was.
Oh,
That's what I'm
then
saying. He was. That's what makes it hard. Like I said, I was in the courtroom
Wow.
across from the dude, and didn't even say a word until it was for something to
He
benefit him.
needed, he
That's what
needed
I'm
you
saying.
to help him.
Yeah, get something, and then he wanted to be acknowledge me. I was a young kid just sitting there, which sucks, long hours sitting there,
100%.
and I'm just like, damn, like in my head, I'm like,
Mhm.
that's my pops,
Mhm.
and I'm like, is he gonna come up to me? Is he not?
Right.
Nothing, and I'm like, damn. And now that I have kids, I'm like, even though like it sounds crazy, like if I don't see my daughter for like a day or
I know you don't feel right in your
yeah,
shit, right?
wait, something's missing. Where's that? Like I said, that energy. There's something wrong today? And then when I see her, it's like, okay, life is good.
How old is
Amen
your
to
daughter?
that.
One is 6 and one is 2.
Okay.
I want to
Beautiful,
say
that's beautiful.
this. I had a very volatile relationship with my dad. It was very up and down. Most of it was me doing all the effort. He left when I was 6, and he lived right across the street where I lived in the valley. He moved in with the chick right across the street. Didn't see me. Would see me from across the street. I see him come out, going to work, whatever, all that stuff. Didn't interact with me. I then found out he moved up to New York, next to a family member's house. We went up to visit that family member. I was like 7 or 8 years old. Went and found his apartment because they wouldn't tell me where it was. They just said he was in the area. Went and found his apartment based off of curtains. I knew his stuff.
Wow.
This is 7 or 8 years old. This is
Imagine
how
that.
bad I wanted my dad, right? He looked me, and we talk about this to this day. When I knocked on his door, he opened the door and he said, "What are you doing here? How you find me? You can't be here. We're eating dinner right now," and shut the door in my face. So
Wow.
that
Wow.
to this
That's
day
deep.
hurts. I haven't fully got over it because it's still, I can feel it when I tell the story, like it, and when I see things like it in the media, on movies or whatever, it kind of brings that up, it triggers it, because we haven't really ironed that out and healed that wound yet. But I will tell you, there was that, and then time and time of let down and disappointment of me not giving up. I didn't care. I wanted my dad for whatever reason. In my head and my heart, I needed to go after him. Finally, as a grown man, like 10, 12 years ago, I was done. Basically, after I had my son, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm chasing my son. I'm not chasing my pops. Like, I'm not looking for him to come be a part. He has this whole brand new opportunity to start over again. Isn't even taking advantage of it the whole 9, right? I was done. And then I think life, wisdom, growth, maturity, all kind of caught up with me. I mean, I'm 42 now. Probably, I don't know how old you are.
29.
You got a ways to go for this stuff, for your brain to continue to develop and to accept different things and be able to approach things differently. I had to look at my son when he turned 13 and say to myself, how would you want your son to treat you? Because karma's a motherfucker. And I don't know what my son's going to go through. I don't know what we might disagree with. I don't know why he may never talk to me again because he didn't agree with how I did things as a dad. So I want to be able to leave that space of opportunity open for my son to be able to come to me and iron things out. Now, how do I ensure that he does that? Leading by example. So I had to start by reaching out to my dad, and also not only just for my son's own benefit in the long run, but for mine as well. Because last thing I wanted to do was be on my deathbed with regrets, thinking like, damn, I had opportunity, I could have tried to fix things that I didn't even try. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you should. Your situation's way different mine. I'm saying analyze the pros and the cons. What most will benefit you and your children's future.
They want to know their grandfather. They want to know their roots. Sounds crazy. And you shouldn't allow, if you don't want to, you shouldn't open the door for it if you don't want to. But
I think it's important also to try to at least try to establish some kind of a relationship and get to know on some level. You don't have to be best friends. You don't even low-key, you don't even gotta love the man. I'm just saying, try to reach out, have a conversation to get some understanding, to bring some peace and closure to your heart and mind. Because you know what you're doing right now? you're refiling your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you go through the trauma that brings it up,
Buddy.
right? You
Whoa,
feel
come-
it and you feel like shit and you get a little hateful and mad,
Yeah.
but then you move on past it and you refile it in the back where it
Yep.
doesn't bother you, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It's still
Unconsciously,
there.
bro. I'm telling
Something
you.
else is gonna trigger
Trigger
it's gonna
it.
come back to the
Mhm.
forefront. Go ahead, Ron. Hit me. What you got?
But that's the thing, bro. Like we can forgive, but we don't forget, bro. We
Never
know-
forget.
Right.
We
Like, you know
never
what I'm
forget.
saying? So we think
Never
about,
forget.
I think about all the stuff that happened to me as a kid, being a fatherless son, meeting my father for the first time when I was age 27. He found me because he
That's
struggled with
wild.
addiction. Now I'm thinking about all this, bro, the stuff that happened to me as a child, bro, all this stuff, and I'm in the field of helping people that go through that same stuff, bro.
Your father was
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that don't got a father, that dealing with addiction, bro, that's been abused, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that's something that's what's special about us, bro. Like my vulnerability, everything I've experienced that traumatized me, I'm really willing to talk to other people about it and help it because they're going through the same stuff, which can potentially put me back in the same feelings, the same emotions and feelings. But I think that's what makes us special, bro, because we experience so much stuff, bro. Like, and that's sometimes what the feelings is. Because although I met my father at 27, and I buried him 2 years after, bro. I was just speaking at the funeral, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like one of them things that people say, he ain't mold you, say it's food.
He
Like
definitely
you,
molded
like, you know, he molded me a little
Yeah.
bit. I had a lot of conversation with my bro. We was like
Well,
nothing
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
Or
Like, you know what
through
I'm saying?
him,
Right.
you were able to be molded.
Well, in through him, basically.
You know?
Like, so
I mean, you had to do the molding.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
it
bro.
got done.
But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what make us special, bro. So
Yeah.
sometimes them feelings and that re-traumatization, bro, y'all know what I do for it, bro. Sometimes I gotta go home and cry, bro. Like, sometimes I gotta sit home, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You take on a lot of people.
Hey, make sure your head on straight before we talk to you today. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Ron, bro, don't read nothing, bro. Just holler at me.
Ron,
Because they, you know
where
what I'm
does
saying?
that come from, though?
Hmm?
Yeah, where does that come from? Like, you know, that you're okay with saying, because as man, you know, we don't say, I go home and cry.
And go home and cry. We all got feelings.
Everybody
You know,
got
and we
feelings.
talk about it here too a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because some men think we can't show that stuff, bro. Like, bro, it's been times I done sat on this show or y'all almost got me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but it's normal, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's stir up in us. But I think the biggest piece about, bro, putting ourselves in a situation where we can re-traumatize ourselves, bro, to the point where I just went home somewhat re-traumatized, bro. I got to go home and sit with it, bro. I got to push through it and get some coping skills, do what I need to do, bro, to get myself and manage these feelings, these emotions. Because it ain't nothing about I ain't forgive people. It's like, no, this is what I'm working with, helping people go through the same thing. And I still ain't forget. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But when it comes to your dad, you didn't forget, right? You forgave.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you gained understanding.
Yeah. Oh,
of
definitely.
what happened,
Yeah.
what your role was it, and whether or not you had any role, really, right? Because you were a child at the time. Don't you think that proactiveness on your end helped bring more peace today than you would have had you done nothing?
Most definitely. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it would have you had a two-way.
Yeah.
Bro, you're like going to either go this way where you're gonna be doing the same work and you're gonna be a fatherless son and never meet your dad, or you're gonna go this way where you can tell your story like it is, and you met your dad at age 27 and he beat his addiction and found you 2 years before you died.
And at the very least,
Like,
he
you know
gets
what I
to
mean?
hear how you
Right.
And how I felt his oldest son, bro. And then I meet my other two brothers right after that, bro. Younger, bro. The first one to hug me, bro. I don't even know you, bro. The way you run to me and hug me, bro. Dreams longer than mine, bro. What position you play? Cornerback. Dang, I play cornerback, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, you know, you like a little mini me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they happy they got a bit, you know what I'm saying? But we forgive.
Did that like mess you up a little bit? Like, not because I found out I had a sister from my dad's side, my oldest sister, and my mom never spoke about this, and I don't really talk about this story. And my sister,
I ain't never heard this one.
Yeah, I don't really talk about this one. I met my sister at, I think it was like 3 years ago at 23. No, 3 years ago at 20. I met her at 23. And I went to Iowa, like randomly, one of my uncles, my dad's brother, because it's my dad's side. It was before my dad passed away, before my mom and my dad got together, and before they got married. He was dating her mom, but she was actually married. Or about to be married, but they was childhood boyfriend and girlfriend. So she would sneak away, my sister's mom would sneak away to go to my dad. And they ended up having a child. But at that time, she just got married. And then she also laid with her husband. So it was like, oh, they kind of did the thing. It was like, oh, if the baby's born in March, that's my child. That's what the husband said. And she was born in March. So it ended up being he took her as a child. But as she was growing, she started looking like my dad. Spitting image of my father.
Wow.
And then all her other siblings look different, did not look like her. And then my dad will go and be like, oh, let me get my daughter. Let me get my daughter. My sister told me that story. And when my sister would ask her, be like, who is my uncle here? Because they said that was her uncle. And she was like, no, that's your uncle's not here. This and that. Never let him see his daughter. But it went on. My mom and my dad ended up getting together. But fast forward, all that stuff happened. My dad had a daughter. I grew up knowing only my siblings. Only my siblings. My dad's younger brother called me. He was like, oh, do you know your older sister? She lives in America. I'm like, my older sister, Annie? That's my sister. And he was like, no, you have another older sister, Vanessa. Older sister named Vanessa. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm 23 years old. This is years and years. My dad died when I was 4 years old. 19 years later, or whatever the math looks like. Now you want to tell me I have a young older sister? My older sister's like 8 years older than me. Boom. So I take I call her. He sent me the number. I call her. I'm like, hey. She was like, hi. I'm like, you know who I am? She was like, no, who are you? I'm like, well, I'm your brother. She was like, my brother? I'm like, what's your dad's name? She told me her dad's name. I was like, did your dad just pass away? I'm like, yeah. She was like, oh, well, that's my dad too. I was like, what the heck? They didn't tell her because his mom didn't tell her, her mom didn't tell her, and my mom didn't tell her. When I called my mom after I had the conversation, she was like, yeah, you have an older sister named Vanessa.
So she knew the whole time.
Yeah.
But you know what? She's too busy working.
That's
She can't be mad at her.
Bro,
that's too
mind blowing. What's it called? She ended up getting married, and she wanted me to walk her down the aisle for her wedding.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Buddy, it was just a big thing, and I love her for this. Like me and her.
I mean, if you think about it, you're the closest.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
My dad's oldest son. My dad's oldest son, actually.
Beautiful symbol right there.
Like so, but just more story. Like I got to meet her before she got married, and I got to like get to know my sister. And God forbid, even what got me upset, because like, what if I ended up dating my sister? Because I was in Iowa like 4 or 5 times before I could win over it.
I mean, Iowa would be the place to do it. It's a lot of coffee.
It's a lot of coffee. But like this stuff like that, why wouldn't you guys tell me I had a sibling out there? Because I'm a mess around with, you know what I mean? Like, you know, even though she's like, ill, that's my sister. But she's not ill because she's a beautiful lady. You know what I mean? My sister's a beautiful person. All my sisters are. And all my brothers, we're just handsome people. We're just handsome people, you know what I mean? Anywho, but yeah, no, but like even like secrets like that, our parents hold from us. And my what's it called? My question to you guys is like, have you guys obviously you don't know if you even do you know if you have any siblings or anything out there?
Yeah, like 50 or plus, bro.
Oh
50
my!
plus?
Oh my!
I had
Daddy was rolling.
Yeah.
Ain't collect no moss.
Yeah, definitely. And then
man.
he goes out there to El Salvador, and then over there, remember, if you have your passport, if you're like a 4 here, you're like a 10 plus over there. That's what I'm saying.
Man.
So you go out there, bro. He was doing his thing.
He was putting in work.
Over there. Yeah, no, I got a lot.
I don't got that low of a
True story. This is a true story. I was out with wifey, and I only had my first daughter at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Texas Roadhouse in Lincoln Street.
Yep.
And this woman is staring at me. And you know when you feel it and you don't want to make it like too obvious?
Yeah.
I kept going like that. Wifey was sitting here, so I asked her, I was like, am I tripping or is that woman over there staring at me? She's like, she's like, nah, she is. And then like 10 minutes passed. They called my name finally to go give us a seat. And then when I get up, she comes and she's like, by any chance, is your name Fidel? I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, she had like 6 kids. She's like, these are your siblings.
Oh shit!
And I was like,
What?
Oh, you must want that.
No, I was like, oh, like I kind of was shocked. I was like, oh, like hi, like that's all I could do.
Right.
I was like, hey, hi, and then I went and sat down. And then at night, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Just seeing all those kids, but then I seen him at Target. He worked at Target, and I told him, I was like, he was like, hey, I know we don't never met, but since that time, I was like, if you ever need something, reach out to me.
Have you ever like did anything with him?
No. He followed me on like social media, but that's it. After that, like I think he's like said hi one time and then. But it's crazy. It's just
Yeah, nah,
Jeez.
that's wild, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely feel for you because even just to go back to Poppy's question, the hurt don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? The hurt don't stop because I was the type of kid that my dad was like seldomly in my life. When I was a young child, he was here and there, not really there. You know what I mean? So it's like I seen him here and there, whatever. And then when I had moved to Florida, there was a point where he took me to a doctor's appointment, or so I thought. All right, and when he came back to the crib, um, he was cussing at my mom, you know what I mean, saying that he's gonna be a bum, he's gonna be in fucking jail, he's gonna end up dead before he turns 18, just a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I heard that in the room, crying, you know what I mean? Actually, I didn't even start crying yet. But before he left, he he gave me $50, and he basically said went about his way. And then like I went to the living room, and then I literally went to my mom. I'm like, what did I do to him? Why doesn't he love me? You know what I mean? Like, what did I do to him? I'm just a kid. Like, why does he hate me? And my mom's tearing up, crying, you know what I mean? And she's, telling me that, he just says that, he doesn't want to be a part of your life anymore. All right. And whatever, so me and my mom, we crying in the living room. And as I got older, I always kept that in my heart. You feel me? I was probably like 11, 12 years old or something like that. But I always kept that in my heart. And I always wanted to prove him wrong, prove him wrong, prove him wrong. And like by proving him wrong, in my mind, I was thinking like, no, I am gonna gangbang, and I am gonna do it, and I'm gonna make it out anyways. All right, you feel me? If we didn't have some whatever, I am gonna go out into the streets and whatever, and I'm gonna make it out alive anyways. You feel me? I get to high school, I started playing football or whatever, but like I was always getting in trouble, And I told you guys about this story before. My mom always yell at me, whoop me, did what she had to do. She really did. And on me, I'm thinking like, ain't no man in the house. I'm gonna be that man. I'm gonna replace that void. You feel me? I remember when I was younger, I always told my mom that I'm your husband. Screw my dad, fuck my dad. I'm your husband. You feel me? I'm your first, you know what I mean? So
You wanted to be
'cause I'm
that
her
man.
first, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm her first son. So I did whatever I had to do. You feel me? So and her, a single mom, whatever, I have 3 other siblings. One day I had tagged my own house. You know what I mean? Like I really thought, because I'm a big dude, I'm really thinking, I'm really that gangster for me. I tagged my own house. That was the last time she whooped my ass. You feel me? I had to scrub it down. And then I, painted it. She had me repaint it or whatever. And then she was just sitting at me, just kind of staring at me. And I was like, I'm sorry, mom, like fuck my dad or whatever. Like I'm telling you, I'm gonna prove him wrong. I don't care. I know I'm getting in trouble a lot. I know but I'm gonna prove him wrong. And then she looked at me, she's like, I am your dad. And she was like, you don't need to prove him wrong. Just prove yourself right. She told me just prove myself right. And I felt like that was the beginning of me starting to forgive him. That was beginning of me kind of like going over through that process. So it's like to an extent, it became numb, right? And like I said, it still hurts. There's still times, you know what I mean? Especially when I'm watching like, relationships with kids and their fathers and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even cartoons, bro, I'll start bawling. I
know that.
Right. Exactly.
When I was
I just want to add,
Right.
because
Mhm.
when I was talking about the refiling part,
Right,
I want Ron to jump in with what he said, because I knew what he was going to say was important.
Right.
But it brings up my situation with my dad closing the door on me, right?
Right.
Your situation you're talking about now. But your situation,
Mhm.
the one thing that I got peace and closure with, even though it still hurts every
Yeah.
now and then. I'm not saying the pain's ever gonna go away. What I'm saying is how you refile it. Does it go back into the stack of things I've never dealt with, or this is dealt with, and at least I have an understanding of why this was, so I can have peace with it.
Exactly.
That's a great point you're saying right there, because that's what when I told you guys, I don't know if if it affects me anymore. But the thing is, I had a conversation with God, and I was like, if that,
you want it over?
yeah. So how do you call it? Yeah, every day. So I was like, I asked him, I was like, if that, if Pops never left, would I be the type of dad I am today?
Exactly.
So I was so yeah, so I was like,
hold on, I need one.
I know.
I need one.
Yeah, so I'm like, thank you. So
Right,
that's
right.
when I'm like, I think I'm good, and I am at peace.
Yeah. No, I love how you said that, because even like when Ron was talking about his situations, what if sometimes parents retreat because they know they are so deep in, let's say it's addiction or whatever their vice may be. What if they're so deep they just feel like they can't help you or they can't be there for you or raise you the way that they want to raise you. But little do they know, all you want them is to be there.
To be there.
But
Little do they know.
that's why I love your story,
Mhm.
because it's a lot of kids that I'm always that's saying, like, and I used to be that kid, especially when I got to college, bro. Like, obviously, my homeboy Jake, bro, you grew with your dad, bro, in the house, 2-parent household, bro. Obviously, you got whoop whoop, obviously, you got whoop whoop.
Right,
And so dudes say, what if
doing
he was
something
like,
dumb.
but you always blaming where you stand for your dad not being in your life, and everybody got this. What if he never show up, my boy? Like, when somebody told me that in college, bro, and like, a lot of people use that excuse, like, well, I ain't got no dad. Like, bro, you got, of course, you this level, but you on the other hand, you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, I can't use that as an excuse anyway. If I don't got, like, you know, I still have stuff to do. You know, on top of that, it's molding you at the same time, knowing how not to be. You know, our parents say we got to be better than them. You know, and sometimes without saying, I think it's given. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if they don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad's addiction. Buried that. But that's what I like about your story. A lot of people use that as an excuse.
100%. And to piggyback what he was saying earlier, I didn't have a dad, but I had a hell of a mom. She did everything. So shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom. Shout out to mom.
And then I just want to say something because we here telling all his stories, and it just reminded me that we were all kids once.
Yeah.
And we all have different stories that we all went through.
Exactly.
And I feel like we forget to instill that in our kids sometimes, to be kind. You know, you don't know what they're going through. I remember at school, and sometimes I was part of it, you know, bullying for stupid reasons, you know, making fun of kids. And I'm like, you don't know where he's going at home. He could be dealing with something. Right, exactly. So I always be kind, and not just it starts as kids, but as adults too. You know,
I used to get bullied.
That's real.
Mug wearing the same clothes over.
You forget
what? And not fault. Every day. I was using my hair.
Me too.
I was not using my words. I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know how to speak English. So when I wore the same shirt over and over again, and somebody says, "Oh, you're African booty scratcher," you're gonna feel these hands. You're gonna feel it in your heart. You know what I mean?
That is crazy.
African booty scratcher.
Boys in the hood.
I have a question for you guys. Past couple months, I was on top of the world. I was the man, you know. Well, I felt like that. God gave me a rude awakening, dropped me back down, and I was kind of mad at first, but now, I say over the last couple weeks, I'm starting to find that peace again within, and I'm happy that it happened. You know, that it's like an eye opener. Okay, let's do it right this time. Let's make things right. So right now, this chapter of my life is rebuilding. So I want to know what chapter you guys are in right now.
Can I go first? Oof. I'm gonna tell you straight up. So my chapter was stagnant last year, and I had the same thing that happened to you, buddy. Anything I ever asked from God, I've always received. Like randomly, like I'll be in amongst of 500-600 people, and I'll be number one standing out. Or what's it called? I'll be in any room, and I'll be the guy that this isn't that Papee this, Papee that. And as I slowly realized, it wasn't me. You know what I mean? I started giving glory to God, but then, like I said, I got everything. Then what I realized is like I started losing this problems, this and that. And before I used to be very prayerful, and I used to pray and be locked in with God and give God my time. But I got too ahead of myself because I'm like, I'm the man. I'm not saying that I had pride in me, but it was a type of pride thing that I was forgetting the reason I got here. You know what I mean? So for me, I would say like right now is rebuild, just like you. I'm rebuilding. I'm coming back up. I'm building my relationship again, building my wealth again, building my knowledge again, understanding God, giving him that time, that 10% in tithe, because I don't get all this financial freedom. I don't know about you guys, and this is me and my belief. I pay my 10% in tithe. My life opens up.
It ain't going to God's pockets. It's going to pastor's car. I wish I would. Anyway, sorry. I'm no Manny Judge.
You have a different.
11% tithes is a scam. I don't like it. Okay. Anyway, continue.
All right, get a perspective.
Thank you for saying that. Actually, for me again, my church is a very intimate church. My pastor speaks like you've been there this past Sunday, speaks directly to like understanding for like it, and it's not even like it was it's not like oh, you're supposed to pay your tithes, supposed to do this. It's more of an educational, like how you're supposed to live life, the lifestyle you're supposed to live as a Christian, not coming and condemning people and saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't be like this, you can't come as you are. That's what I love my church for. Like you can walk in anyway, sweatpants, ask him, shorts on, t-shirt, comfortable. Walk in the church, where's here?
Respect to pastor. He had, the blazer, nice little hat, and he had track pants on. I ain't mad at
the sermon is top tier work. But I pay my tithe because that's a covenant that I have between me and God. That's me and God's covenant. What works for me might not work for you. But for my advice to people, if you want some type of, you ever heard of like you give to the world and the world give back? You got to be a joyful giver. You like when you help people, that's you giving to the world. It don't always have to be funds. Joyful giver. You got to
10% of my time.
Yeah, 10%. If that's how you and God work. That's
it works.
Absolutely.
Thank you for breaking that down.
You know what I mean?
A new perspective.
Right. That's a great point.
Appreciate
exactly. But
giving back to the community.
You give back, and God gives what's it called? 10 times fold.
Well, see, why couldn't pastor explain that?
You're going to the wrong church and listening to the wrong person. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna name you.
That's what keeps people really away from church, though. Because, like, I'm telling you, if people get the wrong
thought, throughout all the different churches that I've been through, maybe it's my fault. I haven't found the right church yet. I haven't gone to your church, so I could say that 100%.
You know,
but I have gone to about at least 5 or 6 other churches throughout my entire life, and every single time the pattern was the same. The first couple weeks, maybe it was great. It was new. It was joyful. I'm like,
now he's just a regular.
The reception was over, and we got to business as usual, and you were in my 10% of my pocket.
Right.
And you ain't doing nothing more for me. If something happens to me, the church can't be there because we can't afford it right now. We got other problems we got to deal with.
That's what's beautiful, though. Like, even my church, like my pastor, like when we're going through hardship, she, like, what my car was broke down. And I had to go to Pittsburgh to pick up my daughter from school. And she paid for Uber there and back for me to come. And I was like, oh, my car's broken right now. Can I use your car? She's like, no, I have my car, but I will Uber you. Pay. I'm not even going to say how much it costs for that Uber, but if you know, you know. Uber is expensive all over the Pittsburgh from Worcester. Went all the way there and came back. But not saying that, what's it called, like the money aspect, but like she figured it out, or they figured it out for me to be able to take care of that. And it's not just a prayer. It's they go above and beyond to make sure that they love each other. Like my pastor will call you just to say, hey, how you doing today? Just to speak to you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I hope your mental's good. I hope you're doing good. I'm praying for you guys. God bless you. Not ask for a thing. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's a relationship everybody should have with their pastor, but would be an ideal relationship to have with your spiritual leader or somebody that's helping you through the spiritual realm. So my advice to you is find that, and I'm not saying yours might not be now, yours might not be later, but try again.
All right, you never know. You
never
know.
Try again.
To answer your question as well, you know what I mean?
So we have rebuilding.
Yeah.
I'm rebuilding.
To answer your question, I feel like, and maybe being a little biased, but I feel like everyone always should be rebuilding. That's one. Because I feel like as long as you can breathe, building and rebuilding, both. You know what I mean? Because as long as you can breathe, there's always room for improvement. You know, so I love that. And I feel like through the past couple of years, you know, I've been happy, never content. You know what I mean? Never content, but I've been happy. I've been not satisfied. You know what I mean? But I've been happy. You know what I mean? I've had money. I've wasted money. I've had cars. I've lost cars. I gain and I lose. I gain and I lose. But in my rebuilding phase right now, I feel like it kind of clicked the past couple months. I would say like now I'm also in a phase of cleaning up. All right, cleaning up as in being distant, not getting rid of, but being a little more distant to those who don't serve me. And I'm saying that in a sense of I don't need nothing from you. As a friend, as a best friend, as a partner, as whatever you are to me, I don't need nothing from you. Maybe sometime there will be a day that I do. Right. But if you're not serving me in the sense of building together, building the relationships together. You know, don't call me when you only want to drink, when you only want to smoke.
Mhm.
Don't call me only when you're in a bad mood. Don't call me when you see I'm having a cookout at my house and you want to come eat. Don't call me. Of course you can call me. Don't call me. But the point that
I'm still mad
the
I
point
didn't
that
get to that text that day.
You got a new, you got a new grill.
Right. But
And
the
you
point that I'm
ain't sent me
trying
another one since.
to make is in this cleaning phase, I gotta start cleaning up the people that's not benefiting me, or you know, like you're gonna be on the side of partying. When I want to party, when I want to chill with you, I'm gonna chill with you. When I'm ready to hear your sob stories, I'll hear your sob stories. You know what I mean? You feel me? I'm always gonna be here for my friends. Don't get me wrong, but you being in my life, you have to protect your circle. You feel me? If you're the brightest person and you're the only one doing in your circle, and you have a bunch of leeches on you, you could love them to death, but you gotta start getting rid of that. And I'm talking about cleaning, as in cleaning my own demons, my own distractions that's stopping me from reaching my excellence, reaching my higher levels. You feel me? Because I am consistent, but I could be more consistent. I start a lot of things, but I don't finish. You know what I mean? I kind of coast. Exactly, that's a fact.
Yeah.
All my dreams in my life, I've touched, I've tasted, but I feel like I haven't executed. Professional football, getting played to do what I love, singing the national anthem on a stage, you know what I mean? Making music, concerts, stuff like that. Being a DJ, oh my gosh. And like, matter of fact, a lot of people have being a DJ as a side gig. That's my full-time job. Once you do what you love, it's not a job anymore. You feel me? You're doing what you love and you're making money off of it. You know, this security thing, it's been up and down, but I'm doing it. I've been doing it for years. I'm good at it. I just got, my other, my van thing or whatever, you know what I mean? Doing transportation. I love that. I absolutely love that. And now I can use it as a moving thing. So my point is, I need to start cleaning people that don't serve me and these distractions and the demons, that don't serve me in my head and within myself as well. So
That's
definitely
real.
cleaning
Yeah.
and rebuilding.
I like that.
Definitely. Thank you.
What about you, Ron Burgess?
I just needed you to repeat the question one more time.
What stage of life?
Yeah, if this was like a book, what chapter would you call it? Like a book, what would you call it right now? Your life.
Oh, okay.
Your life.
I call it pruning season, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Pruning season?
Pruning season.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, when people doing pruning and harvest, the sharp shears, you gotta cut off all the stuff off the plants and stuff. You gotta go through all that pain and all that stuff just so it can continue to grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm always in that season of my life, bro. That pruning season where I'm like really going through that pain, cutting off relationships that I'm in love with, but don't benefit me for growing and stuff like that. Loving people from a distance and stuff like that, bro. But I always say that. I make videos about that piece, bro. I always feel like I'm in this pruning season where I'm going through all that pain with sharp shears and all that stuff, because that needs to happen for these plants to continue to grow. They got to go through all that pain. They got to get chopped off all that stuff. So I feel like that's what season I'm always in. You know what I mean? And I guess that's part of rebuilding too.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But and more so of a season too. You know what I'm saying? Rather than a chapter.
Gotcha. I like that.
I wanted to first say, because you said, I asked you to repeat the question to make sure that I had it, because I was hearing different answers than the question I thought I heard, which was, when we're up, we find ourselves being down. What do we do to get ourselves back up again? Is that a normal thing? Like, we up here and we doing great, and then all of a sudden we crash. Is that normal to happen? That's what I thought I heard. That's not what you said. That's what I thought I heard. I will say this. Life is a series of ebbs and flows, right?
Yep.
Without the downs, you can't really appreciate the ups. I think that the downs are just as important in our evolution and our growth and our understanding and our ultimate success in what we're trying to achieve in life. Because when you're down, you get a moment to reflect. How did I get up there?
That's true.
How can I get back up there? The downs are just as important, maybe even sometimes more of a learning tool than the ups. So enjoy the ups while you're up there and expect that at some point, life will happen. Someone in your family will die. Something drastic or traumatizing may happen that you may have to adjust how you approach the world, right? Now, to answer your question, what chapter am I in? I'm in rebranding. And I'm glad you brought this up, because I've been wanting to talk to my community, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm not outside as much. And there's a reason for that. All right? One thing I heard you both say is that you are limiting access. You are loving people or doing whatever it is you do more from a distance than you did before. Same here. And I think that goes same across the board with most people. See, here's the thing. When you show up with the best of intentions, when you show up with the biggest heart, and you think you're going to go gung ho and do all this stuff, and it's going to be great, and it is. Remember, the reception period is wonderful. Right? That honeymoon period, we love that time. And my honeymoon period lasted a hell of a long time.
There you go.
2019 for like 2020. Last year. What was that?
Yeah. Last year.
2025.
In between 2024 and 2025 is kind of when I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Because for all that time, I was going outside, I was giving my all, right? I was paying my tithes.
I hear you.
Know what I had to do, right? And
Pay your tithes to get in the right doctrine. Make sure you get in the right doctrine, the right word, the right.
No. I'm just being sarcastic about it. Instead of paying into the church, I was paying into the community. I was giving more than my 10% to the community, right? Until I started realizing
humans, men that fail you.
We're not going into it. Let me finish my sentence.
You know what I mean?
We're running out of time. Oh man, I completely forgot.
My apologies.
You were giving everything to your.
Oh yes, giving everything to my community till it started feeling like an expectation. Like I was expected to arrive, and when I did not arrive, there was either something wrong, or B, what basically, actually anytime they had to put something wrong why I didn't arrive. And it was something on my end, right? No, I don't think anyone ever stopped and reflected and say, what did we do? Because for a long time near the end, I started to feel unwelcome, or at the very least, unappreciated.
Unappreciated, 100%.
And I'm showing up every single time, and all y'all could attest to this for free.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even showing up on a discount. I'm showing up for free.
Free skis.
And I'm getting upset organization leaders. I'm getting upset event coordinators. I'm getting people who are looking at me as more of a problem than what I showed up to do.
Right.
Which was to be a solution to a pre-existing problem, which is not everybody can show up and take part. So here I am to help do that.
Okay.
Now I realize, okay, I'm a problem. Yeah. And you know what my problem is? I don't feel appreciated because I ain't getting paid. Let's compromise. You want me to show up? You hit me up. You tell me you're going to pay me. I show up. That's how we're doing things from now on.
That's how we're doing it, baby.
If you don't see me, talk to your local event organizers and your nonprofits and let them know where's Manny. He used to be here. He ain't here no more. What y'all do to him? It is what it is. It's like rebranding. It's no more, I'm here just giving to the community with no expectation to return, because when I did that, not only did I not get anything that I didn't expect anyway, I got stuff that I really didn't expect, which was a negative reception once the novelty wore off. You feel me? So I love what I do. It doesn't feel like a job for me when it's going well. But when it starts to feel like a job for me, that's when it's time for me to stop, reflect, and say, do I need to limit my access in this particular area to make sure that I'm only giving access to those who earned it, to those who deserved it?
100%.
That's what my chapter.
100%.
I like that.
I love that, baby. I love that.
With that being said, I want to just say thank you.
Time already?
Oh, yes,
yes.
And I
Got way too fast.
I know.
And it's a longer show today.
Yeah, it was a longer show. With that being said, thank you for watching Papee Paye Live with your host Papee Paye, Money Man Milhomme, Fireman Burgess, Fidel. Our guy Fidel, and the best producer in the world, Manny Jae Media.
That's my dog.
That's my dog, baby. Yo, that was a great show, fellas. That was a great show, y'all.
Until next time, bro. I'm gonna follow you on IG.
Blessings, definitely.